Thomas was busy making himself lunch when all of a sudden Bertie popped up. Thomas, he shouted, I need to tell you something. There's something terribly wrong. Let me see, said, said Thomas, looking interestedly. People were angry because the engines had so much room that they couldn't fit in their houses. Are you serious? Said Thomas, looking confused. Yes, but why? Are but why are we gonna do this? How are we gonna fix this? Then Thomas got an idea, and then he was gonna whisper it in the sheds. Later that week, all the engines were gathered around the island of Sodor at the sheds. Then the Fat Controller arrived. Well, looks like you engines have been behaving. Now I need to tell you that we're gonna have a house on the street. Thomas and his friends were curious. The Fat Controller walked slowly away while the engines chased after him and then beat him up. And everyone lived happily ever after. Thomas the Tank Engine was feeling very bad, so he had to go in the shed. Luckily, the other engines were there, puffing directly toward him, and they all went into the sheds too. With Thomas. Thomas was very scared, so he went out to the sheds and asked the Fat Controller what the heck was going on. Thomas was busy making his vines and asked the Fat Controller. I gave them a break, he said. Thomas was glad and went back to the engine shed. Now Thomas is not so curious of the Fat Controller anymore. Victor was very tired. He wanted to stop his work when all of a sudden Percy came up. What's the matter? He asked. Then all of a sudden Bertie, I just don't like Thomas, he said. Well, I'm definitely telling. Don't, said Victor, shaking violently. What is wrong with you? said Bertie. I just don't want to let Thomas know that I have a secret. But Thomas already chuffed up. What's this going on? Said Thomas. Well, we don't know. Maybe it's because he really hates you. What? Said Thomas. Thomas grew angry with Victor, then shunted him into a river. Then he took Victor to the sea, where he was there. Then Thomas dumped Victor in the sea, and now he was floating. The engines said nothing that day, and Thomas was happily, and everyone lived happily ever after. Again. Thomas was very working hard, even though he was pulling invisible trucks. all of a sudden, Birdie popped up, shunting Thomas and his invisible trucks. Thomas, we have to tell you something. Something has come terribly wrong. What? We're getting replaced. Thomas was embarrassed. He didn't know what to say. Soon the four engines went to ask the Fat Controller what the heck was going on. But the Fat Controller was nowhere to be seen. All of a sudden, this man popped up. All right, you're all getting replaced because you're just bad and you don't know what to do. The engines were shot. Thomas grew on and knocked over the man who told them and made him bleed. The engines were saved, but that wasn't all. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, said Thomas. That's right, you're all getting replaced, so say goodbye. No. Soon all the engines were scrapped, and they lived not happily ever after. Thomas and his friends were dead and didn't know what to say, except the Fat Controller retired. The engines were now nothing now.